Hey everybody, what's up again? And since I had mentioned one or two videos ago that I'd be catching up on things, today is going to be episode 5 for the forum for RWBY, or RWBY as many of us know. And chapter or episode 5 was called Never Miss a Beat. And Never Miss a Beat was a really I've said exhilarating a lot. I think action-packed would be good too. Unique would also really be befitting for this episode. Because this is the semi-finals of the Vital Festival tournament. So it's the duos against each other. So it's Yang and Weiss against two members from Team Funky, FNKI, I believe, and then the two that Weiss and Yang go against are Flint and Neon. So to start off this whole thing, it's really funny because it shows Weiss and Yang in the middle of the whole arena, and they're just waiting, and Yang's like, "Okay, Weiss, I think you have a pretty good idea of where these two might be from, so give me your ideal first thoughts," even though she hadn't seen them before. And then Weiss is like, "Okay, I expect them to be really uniform and have lots of strategy." And it's really funny because you think, oh yeah, she's probably gonna be right. And then as she's talking, Neon flashes super fast in the background, she zooms by really fast. And then the camera pans over to Flint and Neon. Flint is this really fancy, he looks like a jazz player from New Orleans. He's a African American person or guy, and he has a trumpet. And then Neon, she looks like she was straight out of the rave scene or something. She has rollerblades on, and she has these glow sticks that are basically nunchucks. And then Weiss and Yang are but what are they? And then that's basically when the whole fight starts. So at the very beginning of this, it's just it goes from the 2v2 and then it just separates as usual, individual fights, one-on-ones. So Flint decides to go against Flint decides to go against Weiss, and then Neon goes against Yang. So it's really interesting because I thought it'd be the other way around at some point actually, but it wasn't. So Weiss against Flint, two very skilled dust manipulators. Weiss uses it in her rapier because it has the bullet chamber, and then she changes it to possess certain elements. And the thing that's really cool about Flint is that Flint's trumpet actually utilizes dust through its the key presses on the trumpet. If you ever looked at his trumpet when he played, there are actually 3 dust chambers. There's a green, a red, and a blue, and then they possess different elements just as Weiss does for her rapier. So the fight was really interesting because it was an attack and then a response and then a response and then an attack. There was this part where Weiss was talking to Flint before the initial fight started between the two, and it's Weiss, I really like you, but then it was I used to, it's his whole thought changed about her because the Snee Dust Company shut down the shop that Flint's, I think its dad ran, and that got him really angry. So I was kind of just oh, you should feel bad about that. And she was I'm sorry. But then that's when the fight started. And yeah, you know what? I think Flint is a really interesting character. I thought the voice actor they chose for him was spot on. It's really cool. I hope later on within the show we hope to see more of these other teams. We saw Team Auburn, and this is part of Team Funky. There's a lot of other teams that we don't know about. So I thought this episode was great to get to know even more characters. So just to conclude Weiss's and Flint's fight, Weiss actually sacrifices herself in the end. Not kills herself, but she takes a lot of hurts herself a lot just to make sure that it's just Yang and Neon in the end. But then when that happens, Flint actually is still alive, or still in the fight, unfortunately, because Weiss loses all for Aura, and it's just up to Yang. And now let's get to the Neon and Yang fight. If you think about Neon and you think about Yang, it's so funny because like Neon outwardly bursts out all these insults again, like to Yang, and then Yang, all Yang does is get angry about it. And you're not supposed to get Yang mad because, you know, she gets really like aggravated. Yeah, she's gonna end up like blowing up half the stadium. So like there was a part where like Neon kept on swooping by really fast and hitting her and like freezing her and also whipping out insults as usual, and then Yang just like shut up, and then she like breaks the whole structure behind her. And then the episode or the chapter actually got its name from this one part in their fight where Yang was truly starting to show her semblance, and she was like destroying massive parts of the stadium. And then Neon was like rollerblading. She's like, okay, never miss a beat, never miss a beat, never miss a beat. And then like right as she was saying that, her rollerblades hit a little slit in the ground, and it shows her flying upward. And then it was like it's like one of those things where it's like, at this point in time, Neon knew she screwed up. And then like it showed her flying forward, and then Yang just shot an energy burst from her gauntlets, and then they won. So yeah, it was a pretty ridiculous fight. I think Flint's semblance is really cool. Or it's a quartet, because I mentioned to you that 3 buttons possess different dusts. So that's how he gets 3 clones of himself, and it's called the Dust Quartet, or I think so. So yeah, I think that was really awesome. Those 2 characters are really cool. So moving on from that whole Vital Festival part, now let's talk about what happens after. So scene transitions, and it goes to Cinder in her usual dorm room. And now this only happens for about 10 seconds. And then she's like, it seems that our sources have given us access to some things. And then the camera shows Cinder on her scroll, which is like the holographic like phone. And it shows Penny's blueprint on there. And all of that questioning, or like the mysteriousness behind that, a lot of that's unresolved. Even I don't know what that's about yet. So after that short moment, it transitions again, and then it goes to Crow and Osmond. Actually just shows Osmond at first in the tower, and then Crow comes by, and he's like, well, you have any decision on your guardian yet? Now when they mention guardian, I believe it's someone who's has the capabilities of protecting a lot of the Kingdom of Vale, which is what I initially thought. And then as Osmond turns around, he's like, I think I do. And then as that sentence was going off, it shows Pyrrha going into the elevator, and that cuts off the episode right there. It was a rather short and concise episode. I'd say any episode under 20 minutes is considered short. So Never Miss a Beat was about 13 minutes 8 seconds. So yeah, that's actually pretty short. And overall, the fighting was most of the excitement, and then there's a lot of foreshadowing, and then there's a cliffhanger. So that's about it for episode 5. Not as much to talk about as just for explaining all the new characters and sort of like our curious theories about what may be behind what's going to happen next. And yeah, so that's about it, guys. So anyway, Thanks for tuning in to episode 5 of the forum for RWBY on Never Miss a Beat. And I hope to see you again in the next one. Stay honest, everybody. This is probably the shortest forum, I think, because there wasn't too much to explain, but it's still really fun doing this. Now that I think about it, there's only 2 more left. There's 6, which is full. And then I actually have to do 7 when 8 is there, so I guess I only have 1 more to do. Wow. I guess I caught it. I'm pretty happy about it. Hooray! But the only thing is I'm just really scared about what's going to happen in this show, because I have no clue. I'm just like sweating bullets because I'm really nervous. I feel like something really bad's gonna happen. It's not good. It's not good.